Hi everyone, Meneka here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, if you can tell by the title, is going to be all about the Maybelline event I went to the other day, and I was so lucky to be invited and it was such an amazing experience. Like, it was so cool. And Maybelline was so generous and they gave us this huge goodie bag just packed full of stuff. So basically the launch was about all the stuff that's going to be coming out in the next half of the year, and there's some really exciting stuff. I'm really excited to show you some stuff. If you have me on Snapchat, which is the same as my Instagram and Twitter handles, it's just @bymeneka. If you have me on Snapchat, you would have seen me go through some of the stuff that I got, but I've had it's been a few days since then and I've had to play with some of them, so I'll tell you guys what I think about some of them, some first impressions and things like that. Even though all these products were given to me, my opinion's always going to be my own, not influenced by anything else. So all the things that I'm going to show you today are going to start rolling out from July onwards. I think they're hitting grocery stores like Coles and Woolies first, and then they'll be hitting Priceline, but I mean, just whenever you see it, just grab it. So the first thing I want to show you guys is something I'm pretty excited about. These are the new Baby Lip Balm and Blush. Let's get that. I love this one. It's very nude and neutral, and the thing I love about this is on my skin tone, especially on my cheeks, it just adds like a little bit of a glowy shimmer, and it's really easy and blend because it is like a balm, so you can like smooth it into your skin as well, and you can wear it on days where you don't want to wear foundation, and that's what I love about these most. But yeah, so basically it's like a ball formation, and so that makes it easy to apply on the lips as well as on your cheek as well. And I've got 4 shades here, and so there are 3 really bright kind of colours, like the playful colours. They always have these colours. They're the neonish. I keep dropping these. I have to say, even though I keep dropping these, I'm so glad that they decided to go with a flat base so you can actually sit them on the table and things like that. They could have easily just gone with a plastic cap over the ball, and that would have just been so annoying and it would have just rolled around everywhere. So I'm really glad that it has the flat base. But yeah, so as I was saying, with the colour range, they have 3 kind of brighter colours, a darker neonish colour and like a really bright kind of colour, and then they have this really nice neutral colour. And because they have such a subtle pigment to them, I feel like any skin tone can wear these colours. Like, I personally would wear these 3 as blushes. This one is, it doesn't really show up as much. It adds kind of like a peachy, orangey kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like they've done well with the choice of colour, I reckon. Another thing with this is if you do have oily skin, it can tend to shift, so you can pat it down with some powder, but in saying that, if you wear it without foundation, it holds to your skin quite well. There are 4 shades and they are Innocent Peach, Flirty Pink, Juicy Rose, and Shimmering Bronze. So next up we've got mascara, and this is the Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Drama. Now, if you've tried Falsies, which is like the purple tube, this is kind of like neck level. So I've been using this every day since I've gotten it, and this was the packaging, and I really like this. I didn't think that I would, just based on the fact that the brush is so firstly the brush is plastic, and like it's got that kind of like rubberized thing at the top, and that's really like normal, but I usually go for like the bushy, bristly kind of brushes. But it's really good at holding a curl. So my lashes aren't straight, but they're kind of like, they're not a nice curl, but so when I curl my lashes and put this mascara on, it has like a waxy kind of texture to it, so it does hold my lashes in place in that curl. It's quite comparable to the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, but I do find that this like separates the lashes out a little bit more. With the Roller Lash, I have to go through with a disposable mascara brush and like separate, but this splits your lashes, but not like split, but like divide, you know. It separates the lashes well, and that's what I'm wearing today on both my top and bottom lashes, and yeah, I really like it. And also, it's just got the one side. It looks like it has a dual wand, but yeah, it doesn't, because I've tried and no. I was at the launch and I was just like, until one of the Maybelline girls came up to me and she's like, oh, it's just the red top. I'm like, oh, okay. So next up is the Lasting Drama 24-Hour Automatic Gel Pencil, and I have been using the Maybelline Unstoppable pencil since it for ages now. Like, I haven't used anything since I found it, basically. And I really like the Maybelline pencil because it doesn't smudge and it doesn't transfer. So if I put it on my waterline, it doesn't, sorry, on my, if I tightline, it doesn't transfer onto my waterline when I blink. And that's something that I really like, because when I get black on my bottom line, like right a lot, the whole way along my waterline, it does close off the eye a bit. So that's something that I look for in an eyeliner. And I'm really excited about this because I swatched it when I was at the event and it was quite, like, I couldn't really get it off. So it's very promising. So it's smudge proof, waterproof, and it says it has 24-hour wear. And this is the colour Beyond Black, and yeah, so really excited about this one. So there's another eye product that's coming out from Maybelline, and it's the Master Precise Curvy Liquid Liner. Now we didn't receive that in our packs, but it looks like, I played with it on at the launch, and it was so cool. Like, it was so cool. So basically I just have a little bit of a booklet here. So I'm just going to go through it because I think it's worth going through, because it's going to be launching soon and I can't wait to get my hands on it. So basically it's a liquid liner and it's got a very different tip. So we're so used to seeing like the pen tip or like a brush tip, but this is kind of like an oval tip. Now that sounds really weird and off-putting, but it's really like, it works for when you want a full-bodied liner, and you can turn it on its side. So basically, this is gonna be so hard to explain without the actual thing. But it's got like a circle head, but it's flat. So it's got an oval head, but it's flat. So when you use it like flat, you get the thicker line, and when you tilt it, you get like a thinner line. So when you go along your lash line and you start with the thinner line and flip, so you can kind of like turn, it turns into a thicker line. And I find with some of the Maybelline pen ones, they're not black enough for me. I really like jet black, like as black as my soul, kind of, just like this black, yeah. So just really, really black liner, and some of the pens, they don't have that pigment that I want, but this was like the blackest like pen type liner I have ever used. I've tried Stila and stuff, and this was like Kat Von D tattoo liner black, but at a fraction of the price. Yeah, I'm really excited for this to come out. This is going to retail at $16.95, which is considerably cheaper than the Kat Von D tattoo liner, which I personally would compare the colour to, like the blackness to. And yeah, my aim was to keep this video under 20 minutes, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. So sticking with the eye theme, this is the Blush Nudes palette. So if you've seen the Nudes palette, which is a darker packaging, this is kind of like the rose gold version of that one. So this is, I reckon you could say, it's got the same colour scheme as the Naked 3 palette. And apparently you can get 13 looks in this one palette. And okay, so this is something that I found really cool. So there's there's 3 diagrams on the back, and it kind of indicates like how you apply it to your eye kind of thing, but it also shows you that this palette can be broken up into segments. Sorry, my chair's just gonna squeak the whole time. So it comes with these little applicator things, and they've actually gone for a bit of a different thing. So this is more pointier. I've actually, oh, which one did I use? This one. I actually applied my eyeshadow today with this. So this part was actually really good to get into inner corner. I mean, like, I use this to apply on the lid, but in terms of blending, I use my own brushes. But I think I'll keep this just for the inner corner part. Like, it's a really good shape to kind of get in there without getting it past your kind of crease where you, like, when you blink, like, you don't get any spillage here because this is very precise and pointed. Oh yeah, I'm wearing 2 of the shades from this palette on my lids. I'm wearing this one here and this one here, and it's just on my lid, and then I used some other eyeshadow for the, like, to give it some more colour in the crease. So something really cool about this palette is that it's like layout is very carefully thought out. When I first looked at this palette, I was like, oh yeah, there's some nice colors and they all kind of seem in order. But when you look at it, it has a little bit of a diagram on the back, but it can be split into duos, trios, and quads. So those two are a duo, duo, duo. Keep sticking my nail into the shadows. Duo, 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 and then trio, 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 and then quads. So that's a quad, then that middle one is a quad, and that last one is a quad. And my stomach is making whale noises. But yeah, I just like, that's really clever. And I can totally see myself using all of these quads, even duos. They have a really nice kind of like pinky taupe color in here. Taupe. I feel like half my videos are just me trying to pronounce names. But yeah, there's this really nice pinky taupe color shade, and this end color looks really nice. Let's swatch that. So this is, it's kind of like a dark brown, a brown black with pink glitter. So, okay. All of the colours seem to be really nice and pigmented, except for this last colour, which looks really good when you swatch it on your finger and then you swatch it on your hand and there's like no colour. It does still have the shimmer, like it spreads, it just looks like a very sheer brown and then glitter. So, not too sure what's happening with that shade. Keeping with the theme of palettes, this is the Maybelline New York Face Contouring Kit, and it's called Master Contour, and it's got some instructions on the back of how to contour, and this is in the shade medium to deep, and I'm wearing this today. So I'm wearing the blush, just a little bit on the apples of my cheeks, and then the highlight as well, which is insane. Like, I love this highlight. This is like my new everyday highlight now. The contour itself was a little bit too light for my skin tone. It does show up, like I used it on top of my contour to kind of warm it up, no, to add dimension. So I had like my darker contour, but then it was, okay, I kind of use it as a bronzer, I guess, but on top of my contour. I don't know, I just wanted to wear it and it worked. And it comes with a little brush, and not one of those like foamy brushes, but like an actual bristly brush, and it's got like the angled contour kind of edge to it. So this is the brush I use to apply basically everything on, and yeah, it worked really well. So the blush itself is meant to be a dupe for NARS Orgasm, so I'll just show you a quick swatch of the two side by side. And the thing I like about Maybelline, I just really like it when they have the instructions on the back. These diagrams are very, very descriptive, and they even show you how to use the brush. Like, you can use the brush to angles to get the effect that you want. And yeah, so I really, really like this. That highlight though, like, I wish you can see, can you even see? Like okay, let's try and move this light, maybe if I do that. Like, it's under my eyebrow. It's like basically whatever's glowing on my face is this highlight. So the next ones are the Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. Now, there are 10 shades that are coming out. I've got 3 with me here, but there are 10 shades that are going to be stocked on shelves, and that's a really big thing considering the fact that a lot of the other lines of foundation they carry only have 6 to 8. So they've added some more shades on both ends of the spectrum. So you've got lighter shades as well as darker shades. So the darkest shade they have here in Australia is number 92, which is caramel, and it's darker than my skin. Like, isn't that amazing? I've never found a drugstore foundation that is darker than my skin. Like, I'm just putting it on my hand now, and it's like, oh, it's such a beautiful texture. Like, even if you don't want to buy it, just chuck it on your hand and just go to Priceline, chuck it on your hand and just be like, it's so, like, it's so silky and velvety. You can see that side of my hand, that's what it looks like. So this is a shade that's darker than my own skin tone, and that is amazing. But yeah, so I'm really impressed that they have a shade that's darker than my skin tone on the market now. I might have to try the shade that's one less than caramel, or even mix some of the shades I've got. I've got some really light shades as well.
So the first shade is the darkest shade, and that's 92 Caramel. The next one is number 70, which is pure beige. And then number 40, which is nude.
So this foundation kind of reminds me of the Dream Matte Mousse, I think it was called. It was like in a pot, and it's kind of that kind of soft velvety texture, but this is very hydrating. So for me, I have dry skin. I stay away from matte foundation. I only use glowy foundation, dewy foundation, that kind of finish, because matte really like dries my skin out, clings to all my dry patches and things like that. So I just like, I avoid it like the plague. Like, I don't go anywhere near it. So when I saw that they were launching this, I was like, I don't think I can get on board. But then it's very, like, it doesn't dry your skin, if that makes sense. It has a matte finish, but it feels like you can move your face. Like that, okay, that sounds weird. So because I have dry skin, when I do put on a matte foundation, I just like, it feels like it's like sucking all the hydration out of me. Like that's just how it feels on my face. But this kind of, it just sits very comfortably and it doesn't cling to any patches. It just glides on smoothly. It's got quite a good coverage. Like I think medium to heavy is like, you can build it up. I don't think it's light at all. I haven't gone out with this on my face because the shade's too dark for me, but I wore it at home and it was like the first matte foundation I could wear without wanting to like rip my skin off. And that's saying something. And so basically they have this like innovation in it, and it's, instead of like mixing powder and just like with the foundation to get the color, they whip the foundation together. So, and they whip it with like a gel kind of structure, so that gives it that hydration and it gives that kind of feel as well. And that's what I've like, one thing I have to say after listening to the ladies at Maybeline talk, they're really, really good with innovation. They always want to be first on the market with something, or they want to be like leaders in a certain product, and they go well out of their way to try and do that, I reckon, because like that, like I can't get over that liner, but like that curvy liner, like what, who even thinks of that? Maybelline does. So yeah, that's the foundation. And then to go with foundation, there are concealers. So these are the Master concealers. And there are 3 shades here. So there is light to medium, there's medium, and then there is medium deep. And well, if you have lighter skin, you could obviously use highlighting, actually concealing and contouring. I think you can get use out of all 3 of them. But for my skin, this is like too light to highlight. This is more of my light highlighting color. And this is actually not dark enough to be a contour for me. The actual color of the product itself is lighter than the packaging, so that's something to be aware of. Just make sure you swatch it or try it on before you buy it, because the color does differ from the packaging itself. And going with the face theme, so this is the Master Fix Wear Boosting Setting Spray, and it basically adds hydration to your face. So I'd say it'd be a dupe for the MAC Fix Plus. It's very, it is hydrating. Like I think I might just carry this in my bag and just be like. Now it is very cold in my room, and I shouldn't have done that because it's really cold. But don't get this in your mouth. But unlike the MAC Fix Plus, it tastes really weird. Don't try tasting it. But unlike the MAC Fix Plus, this is actually a setting spray. So the MAC Fix Plus isn't meant to be a setting spray. It's meant to add hydration, whereas this is meant to add hydration as well as set your makeup. And that's a bonus. Setting your makeup is always a bonus, as well as hydration. So it's oil free, so the hydration isn't from oil. And yeah, this has been raved about everywhere overseas, and I'm so glad I got to give it a try. But yeah, so I'm really, really excited about this one. It doesn't taste that good, so don't taste it. And as for its smell, like, it smells like the Urban Decay setting spray. It has that kind of, it's chemically, but it's not like bad chemically. It's not overpoweringly chemically. Yeah, I'm happy with that description. I just realized that I forgot to mention these with eyes, and these are the Brow Drama Pomade Crayons. Now, I Snapchatted these, and this was the product that I got the most questions about. So you guys were asking me questions like, oh, like, are there only 3 shades? Do they suit your eyebrow color? What happens when you go further down? Like, do you run out? Like, do you have to start using one of those angled brushes, like those eyebrow brushes or something like that? And I tried this one, and this is the darker shade. There are 3 shades. I'll just give you a quick swatch. There are dark blonde, medium brown, and dark brown. So I use dark brown on my eyebrows. I'm wearing it now, and basically the pomade crayon has a very waxy kind of structure to it, or waxy feel to it, and it holds your eyebrows down. It holds your eyebrows down as well as adding color. And since my eyebrows are already quite full, I don't like using eyebrow products. Like, I've just been using transparent gel for a while now, and this is, I personally like it because it adds a very subtle kind of, it looks like you've lightly dusted it with powder, but it like keeps the brows down. Like, I hate when my brows are just, the eyebrows go out of place, so that's what I like these for. In terms of when they get fatter, you can actually sharpen them, so that was one of the questions that was raised at the launch. You can sharpen these with the Maybelline sharpener.
If you twist the bottom, you actually can get more product out, and when you twist it in reverse, it also just goes back down.
So we all know the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and because that is in a jar, every time you open it, it's exposed to the air, and the air dries it out. Whereas this crayon, all the product is like kind of inside, like you have to keep going to try and access it. So I think that's really good in terms of, like, this will last you a while and it won't dry out, and you won't have to keep, you know, adding eye drops or whatever to keep it going. So moving on to lips now, we have these Blush Nudes lipsticks, and these go hand in hand with the Blush Nudes eye palette, and they also have nail polishes, which I'll show you next. So there are 6 shades, and they're all very pink based. I'll just show you some quick swatches on my arm.
There's Fairly Bare, Tip Top Tulle, Sunset Blush, More to Adore, Pink Fling, and Luster Fair, which I love so much. It's such a beautiful pink.
These were so creamy, like, even just to swatch, like, it was insanely creamy. They have a really good pigment to them as well. I feel like these are the kinds of colours you'd wear to work, and because they are so creamy, they are comfortable to wear for the whole day at work without having to touch it up all the time. So yeah, really liking these. I think the only downside would be the colour selection, personally, for me, just because I can only wear probably 2 of these colours without looking like I bleached my lips or something like that. So these are the nail polishes I was talking about. These are the Colour Show, the Blushed Nudes nail polishes. If you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I love these. Like, I used to post these. I used to have, like, the whole collection, well, like, a year ago. So the collection was a lot smaller than it is now. But they are really, really good in price. I used to always stock up during the 40% off Priceline sale, because they would be like $3 or something. And they're very opaque. They have very good staying power, and the colours are great. So these are to go hand in hand with the nudes palette and the lipsticks I just showed you. And there are 4 colours. There's a very pink nude, there's a purpley pink nude, a brown, which I absolutely love, and this kind of purpley colour. It's called Crimson Flush, and I think that makes sense. These 2 are my absolute favourites. Like, I can't wait to start wearing these. I am currently wearing, like, fake nails, so I might actually paint over them because these are great. Like, this colour in particular looks good on any skin tone, and it's perfect for winter now, like the darker pink. I like it so much. But yeah, I'm really excited to try this one out and dip my hands in it. Alright, I think I saved the best for last, and these are the Vivid Matte Liquid lipsticks. And I can't even hold them properly. These are like, I can't. Like, they're so creamy. And so I'm wearing one on my lips now. I'm wearing Possessed Plum, and these are matte liquid lipsticks, but they're very different to what I have been used to. So when you say matte liquid lipsticks, you think of like Jeffree Star, and that is a very kind of like, it's matte, like it's sticks to all the lines of your lips, and it's crumbly, and when you eat, especially oily food, you get that kind of ring where it just takes off the inner layer, and when you try and put another layer on, it cakes, that kind of stuff. Like, that's what liquid lipsticks remind me of, matte liquid lipsticks. But these are like, I feel like they're more of a stain kind of thing. Like, they don't cake over your lips, if that makes sense. It kind of adds a thin layer on your lips. It doesn't add like a thick caked layer on your lips, which I feel like a lot of matte liquid lipsticks do. And that's why I find them very off-putting for, like, if I wear them every day. If I go to a party or whatever, like, okay, yeah, 5 hours, yeah, whatever. But if I'm out from 7 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, like, I don't want to have to be retouching things. But this leaves a pigmented stain. So this is the original color, and I've been wearing this for 3-4 hours now, and it has turned into more of a stain as opposed to like a color. So when you do put it on, it definitely goes on glossy. Like, it's creamy, it's beautiful when you apply it. The applicator itself, oh, I love when it, so when you take it out, it actually squeezes off the excess, and it goes into the bottleneck here.
I don't know if I'm just easily amused or anything, but I thought it was really cool.
And the applicator is like, when I first looked at it, I was like, okay, it's kind of like a stick. How am I going to maneuver this through like my lips, because especially like the inner corner, but it's very good at hugging closely to your lip line, and it was really precise. So that's actually a really good applicator. I'm just trying to find a way to describe this to you. It's, to me, I would describe it as a matte lipstick that's in liquid form in the tube, but then when you apply it, it just looks like you've applied a normal matte lipstick, if that makes any sense at all. When you do apply it at first, it has more of a pigmentation, and you can say it looks like a liquid lipstick. It doesn't go matte until, like, it takes quite a while to go down to matte, but even when it does, like, it still feels wet. Like, it feels very creamy, and it's very nourishing. Like, my lips feel very hydrated. They don't feel dry and cracky. Let's have a quick check if it's transfer proof. I have a feeling it would be, because it feels really like moist. We'll see. Okay, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. So it does have some transfer, but oddly enough, it was more around the top, like my cupid's bow, and the bottom of my lip. I think it might also have a tendency to go over your lip line if you don't line your lips or add a barrier of concealer. It seems to be bleeding a little bit. But in saying that, like I said before, it is more of a stain, kind of moist texture. So I kind of expected that it would bleed, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'll definitely I think I might make a separate video, like a swatch video of these for you guys, because there are so many colors, and like, arm swatches just don't do it justice. I will show you guys arm swatches. I'll just quickly go through these shades. So there's number 5, which is Nude Flush. There's number 15, which is Electric Pink. There's number 25, which is Orange Sorbet. Number 30, which is Fuchsia Ecstasy. There's number 35, which is Rebel Red. There's number 40, which is Berry Boost. Number 45, which is Possessed Plum. And number 50, which is Nude Trill. But yeah, that was it, guys. That was my haul. Like I said, I'll put up a swatch video with the Vivid Matte liquid lipsticks. If you want to see like a detailed review of any of the things I showed you, just comment down below and I'll do a blog post or a video depending on what it is. But yeah, apart from that, they'll pop up in my Instagram and my Snapchat and stuff like that. So make sure you're following. My Instagram is @bymeneka. My Snapchat is @bymeneka. I'm also on Twitter, which I have to start using more, and that's also bymeneka. And yeah, so if you like this video, don't forget to hit like and let me know what you're looking forward to most out of this. I personally am looking forward to the launch of the Curvy Liner and the Vivid Mattes. I think those two will go off, as well as the Master Fix. If this is your first time here and you like what you see, if you like what you see, no, if you liked the video, please make sure you hit subscribe to stay up to date with all the other videos that I'll be coming out with. Have a scroll through my other videos as well. And if you're actually a returning subscriber, just thank you so much for subscribing. Like, I think I'm at like 180 subscribers and like, I don't even know why. Like, people actually enjoy watching me, which is a surprise. So thank you so much for subscribing and thanks for being part of my fam. So take care and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.